Is the CEO of the Norwegian chemicals company. He joins me from Tokyo. First of all, thank you, sir, for either staying up very late or getting up very early, one or the other, but I guess you're used to it when you're in Asia. The situation now for the company with Russia, it's very difficult because we know parts of the economy are performing. We know parts that exports are still valid. So what are you still doing?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Richard. It's a very challenging situation indeed for the Ukrainian farmers, and our colleagues in the country are doing whatever they can to maximize the crop yields and try to move fertilizer in to support it. Half of the world's food production is a direct result of fertilizers. So it's important to make these supplies all the way to the farmers, but it's challenging. And we see reports of mines in the fields of the farmers, farmers having to wear bulletproof vests out in their fields and so on. So it's a really challenging situation right now.
Right. Now, when I look at your latest comments concerning, forgive me, I'm looking down to see them, the percentage less of crop that you're expecting in 23 is really quite dramatic, isn't it? Both in terms of planting and in terms of results.
Well, this is what happens when one world superpower in food goes to a brutal war against another one. And yes, indeed, it could be a reduction in crop yields or in the harvest by more than 50% compared to pre-war levels. And when we think about the consequences of this globally, it's really massive. And this is a war that Putin is not only fighting with weapons, and we see the brutalities in Ukraine, but it also has global implications. He's using energy, he's using food, he's using fertilizers as weapons in war.
And there doesn't seem to be any let up in that, far from it, if we listen to his comments over the past few days. So with that in mind, what strategies can be employed in the food security? Because I'm thinking back to when Ukraine was finally able to export some things through very complex negotiations, highly fragile arrangements, and a relatively small amount was exported with Russia approval.
Well, it's good that it was possible to get some exports out of Ukraine, but it's very fragile, as you say, and we need to grow more food in other parts of the world, Africa, Europe, rest of the world, and this is part of de-weaponizing Putin by making a more robust food system where more food is grown in other parts of the world to make supplies available.
Our earlier guest said just in time in manufacturing has become just in case in terms of diversifying the supply chain. So are you seeing moves being made to increase agriculture, fertilizer in places like Africa, which do have the capacity, if not the financial ability, to pick up the slack?
We're seeing a lot of increased investments going into the agriculture sector, but more should be made. And I'm thinking about Africa in particular. Europe needs to also step up their investments right now. And the challenging situation right now is that there are curtailments within the fertilizer production in Europe for economic reasons. And then we see other parts like the United States that with the Inflation Reduction Act are really stepping up the investments going into fertilizer production at the moment.
We will talk more as the year moves on and we get a better idea of crops, crop yields and alternatives. Thank you, sir. I'm grateful. You can either go for breakfast